Karasu. Let's see you become the world's second best. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do it too. Have it on me and keep it on me at all times. The other fun fact. I mean, like, you know what time it is. I know what time it is. We know what time it is. It's peak every week time. It's peak lock time, and I'm excited. A Karasu masterclass was not on. Well, to be fair, I don't know if it's gonna be a masterclass. I mean, like, it'd be odd if it wasn't. So, like, a Karasu masterclass was not on my bingo card. So, I'm very, very excited. Karasu is one of those characters who, like, I'll be genuinely honest, I don't really have an opinion on him, right? Like, notably, there are some characters in Blue Lock that I really, really like. You know those characters. There's some characters in Blue Lock that I'm like, fine. Like, I respect you more than I actually like you. If you don't know, that's Rin. I'm liking Rin, but, like, gosh darn, I'm more so like, gosh darn, you have too much narrative relevance for me to actually ignore you. So fine, yeah, I get it, even though I'm not the biggest fan of you. Then there are characters who I like, but just don't get much screen time. My baby boy. My baby boy Karasu. But then there's characters like Karasu who are there, but not there in the same way that, like, Nanase is there. Or even the same way, I'm gonna say it. I know all of his fans, all three of them, they're gonna be real mad at me. Like, Hyora is there. Like, not in that case. But, like, I just don't really, like, I don't have an opinion, positive or negative on the guy. He's a good fill player. Obviously, he's more than that. Clearly, he's gonna be more than that now, but I'm excited to see him cook. So let's not waste any more time. Let's hop right into chapter 335. There's no title. Am I missing a page? I hope I'm not missing a page, but there's no title. But let's see. Renoir. Shout out to Renoir for being the only other competent goalie in the series. I'm kidding. I know Fukaku? Yeah. I know Fukaku blocked a shot back in U20. I think it was actually a rin shot, no less. And then I know there was another one. What was the other goalie? There was another goalie that blocked, like, a relatively, like, crazy shot from one of our main blue lockers. Was that in PXG? Who blocked? Someone blocked something. It was in the New Eagles League, but I'm forgetting the goalie's name. But I know that was the thing. But Renoir, hey, another competent goalie. Let's go. But let's see. He's making a long throw counter. Move back, Blue Lock. I mean, like, yeah, at this point, there's no point taking it slow, especially when you have the fastest man alive. I get it. Get some motion into it. Hold on a second. I'll let it slide for this video. Hold on. In fact, I'm actually a little confused. What's happening here? Hold on. Wait a second. Let me see you. Supposedly everything's all copacetic, but that's real low. Hello? All right. I'll let it rock for now. I'm gonna have to test something soon now. But with it being the case, this is bad. You don't say, are you? You don't say. But to be fair, I give credit for Aryu for pulling up for that header. He didn't get it, but still, good work on him. Let's see. Watch out for Loki! Exactly. And that's the thing. Having a player like Loki, no matter what, it's gonna be that, like, man, we may just be fried no matter what. Because as long as if he's on offense, you're fried. Even if you're on defense, you may be fried. But luckily enough, he already was able to schmix that man. So who knows? Maybe Loki isn't as monstrous on defense as he could be. But let's see. Come on, Vegeta. Oh, wait, there we go. Chapter 335. Transformation. All right. But darn, look at the Godspeed motion, dog. He's blitzing past his own team members. Chopper's trying to hold back Aryu. Makes sense. Keep one of their defenders off. Rin's going to chase down Loki. He's not catching Loki. He's not catching Loki. But let's see. We're trying to chase down Loki. Obviously, these guys are defenders, so they're not probably going to push at all. But let's see. Transformation. I do wonder, though. And obviously, we'll probably be able to tell the further the game we get. It is a crazy thing about, but, like, we aren't that far into the game at all. But I think I'm very interested in is, do you think Loki's going all out? Like remember, this guy is a master tier character. Obviously, is he the best of the masters? Debatable. But he's like, well, to be fair, Noel Noah only brain? Let's articulate better. Noel Noah only acknowledged 2 other masters in the New Egoist League. 2. And that was Snuffy, who he called the greatest player in the world, but obviously Snuffy's not here, and Loki. He said Loki was the person who's closest to being a threat to him. Or, like, next up to be a threat. On the same vein as he wants Kaiser to be, right? So I do genuinely wonder, is Loki still sandbagging? Like, obviously we see the Godspeed effect, but we know he can access those while still sandbagging. So I do wonder if we're even going to see Loki go all out in this game, or if this is going to be just chill play. I don't know. We'll see. Ego-san, they keep anticipating our tactics. Nothing's working. Do you have a plan? Should we swap out? Yeah. Oh, man. We're not swapping out players, are we? We're not swapping out. You know what? Unironically, I was about to be like, Baro and Shido fans, are we finally? No, we're not. You want to know how I know that? Because Henri suggested it. And you may be like, whoa, Pencil Man, isn't that rude? How dare you discredit and down? It's Henri. Unfortunately, the kind of shit since they will never let her be right about anything. Ego doesn't even respond. Ego doesn't even care. He's like, man, let him cook a little bit. And fine, we'll let him cook. It is only 1-0, and it's still very early on into the game. And obviously, a big thing that's probably going through Ego's head in particular is that, like, to be fair, Ego is kind of like us, where he has, like, a sort of third-person perspective of the entire, or like a grander perspective, right? Obviously, the Blue Lockers do have a grander perspective in some. That's my son! I see him, my baby. Do you see him? Do you see my baby boy? He's right there. I just see him. Oh, look at him. I'm sorry, this is my baby. But Ego has a broader perspective of the game, thusly, or not the game, the tournament in general. They can lose this game. They don't want to lose it by too badly because of the whole goal difference thing. In case they do tie with England, they want to keep it close. But they can lose, like, logistically, this game does matter, but they don't need to win it, right? I'm assuming Ego would probably be a little bit more concerned if this was, like, the second match of the elimination stage. But this is just the group stage. And obviously, England is very, very powerful. No duh. But it's probably less powerful than France, as England has been hyped up in verse, but it hasn't been hyped up to the same degree that, obviously, France has been. So if they can even get some goals off on France, I'm not talking win. I still don't think they're going to win, honestly. I think it'd be kind of weird if they did win, narratively. But if they get some goals off on France, and they go high, like, they could go extreme diff with England for all it matters. They could tie in England. But that's the thing. As with the gap in Nigeria goals, right? Like, they have 4 goals up against Nigeria. If they get some goals here, even if they lose, and they tie or win against England, they're fine. So I'm assuming Ego's probably going to treat this as the learning experience for everyone on the pitch, because this is still the core Blue Lock 11, right? Like, ultimately, Baro's still a sub-in. Shido's still a sub. They're still bench warmers. I know there's someone who's not happy about that. Just very not happy about it. But they are still bench warmers, right? They're last-minute resorts, and you probably don't want to show that off, especially specifically for France, right? Because, especially with Hugo revealing, hey, gang, I've been watching your tapes. I know your entire play. You don't want to give them updated data. If anything, letting the current, this is going to sound bad, but letting the current Blue Lock team go extreme diff to lose, or you're trying to extreme diff France and to lose decently, is actually better, because then the next time they encounter France, but to be fair though, there's no, like, considering we probably aren't encountering France in the elimination stage for a while, I'm assuming there's going to be a rematch with France, right? Unless we do end up losing to Spain. Like, unless we do, like, Bunny Iglesias. So if we end up losing to him, that's one thing. But I'm assuming there's going to be a rematch with Spain, considering, the circumstances. And if that is the case, maybe Ego's like, let's not do that. Let's not give him data. Let's see. Okay. Loki with a calm little backtrap. Let's see though. Is he? Because the thing about Loki, he has such fantastic acceleration too. He's unironically, if you took Zantetsu and Chigiri and Corona, I wouldn't say Yukimiya. I know he's of the speedster archetype, so you may think like, oh, if you just fuse all the speedsters together. But no, I think he is specifically Chigiri, Zantetsu, and Corona fused together because he has the short turns of my baby boy. Right, like we've seen him do boom boom. Like in fact, kind of Chigiri does the same thing too with the sharp cuts. But like Loki, he has those meaty, devious short turns. But he also has the insane acceleration of Zantetsu, which we know that's the whole thing about Zantetsu. He has fantastic acceleration, and he has the insane top speed of Chigiri too. Except he's better in like every way, which is really unfortunate. We'll see. Okay, and he's doing that while dribbling. Like notably, I don't know. As a person who used to run, it was crazy to hit top speed just focusing on that. Like, I specifically remember there was one time, it was post the meet, and we had won the meet, and whenever we won a meet, my coach would like he would do something fun like for the next day, because we would like say the meet was on Friday, we still would have Saturday practice, but instead of like actually practicing, we would do something fun. One of the days he brought a whole bunch of Nerf Splagooters, and we just had a fun time playing that. We played flag football one time, but one time we did play soccer, and admittedly, your boy was buns. But the main reason I was buns, whenever I would go to hit top speed and they just try to burst down the line, dog, it was hard to keep the ball. I couldn't dribble to save my life because I hadn't done it so long. So I couldn't ever utilize max speed like I could. And to be fair, like I said, I was never the fastest. At that time when we did that, I was like 4th fastest. But I did have the fastest guy and another one of the fastest guys on my team. So I was like, oh, this is fine. Let me just speed hacks this. Couldn't speed hacks it. Couldn't speed diff anybody, dog. I could not dribble and also run at top speed. So I always find this very impressive. To be able to blitz down Hiyori and, that's Isagi. Hiyori and Isagi while still dribbling the ball. Crazy stuff. And you may be like, well, Punta, man, why didn't you just pass yourself? I hadn't read Blue Lock at that point, dog. You know how old? Blue Lock didn't exist. Ironically, Blue Lock didn't exist back when I was in high school. I didn't think of passing to myself. I didn't watch enough soccer or football to know about that, so I just simply could not hit max hacks. And to be fair, I mentioned this before, I'm much more Chigiri type. I'm a kick merchant. And probably it's still this day. I'm going to see if I can start running again just for my general health. I lift weights a whole lot now, but I also want to get my cardio back up and just see how fast I can go again. And a big thing that has always been true for me, I'm a kick merchant. My start, it's fine. It's always been fine, but it's never been like, I'm not selling you on my start. I'm selling you on that 25, 30, if it's a real bad day, like a 50-meter kick, where suddenly vroom, and then I actually hit top speed and I go. The locomotive, the engine, takes a lot of warming up. But with Loki, it's just that immediate top speed. Oh, but speaking of immediate top speed and speaking of the speedsters, look at Chigiri running up there. All right, wait up, speed freak. He's actually got a grip on Loki too? Okay. So that means Chigiri must have already started running, right? Because we know one of Loki's things is that he immediately hits top speed in like 2 seconds. Unless, once again, he's sandbagging. But he hits top speed in 2 seconds. But Chigiri's all the way up here while Loki's back here when he starts the run. So Chigiri must have been like, okay, he's going to go this way. And just burst down him. Otherwise, I don't think Chigiri would be able to catch him. But shout out to Chigiri. I won't let you. Run free. But actually this is crazy. Oh, that's so cool to see the initial point where they burst from, a point of impact on the ground, their after images, another point of impact on the ground, and them right next to each other. And I love how you can see that Loki still has that slight edge. Like, he is still slightly leading the ball. And this is Nomura, you keep testing it. And I say, you're getting better, man. This is actually a really good under the chin shot here. To essentially get us, if we were in the ground beneath them, you see the ball rushing across the ground while we're under them. Man, Nomura, you monster! You beast, you creature, you animal. But yeah, Loki's just manhandling him. He's not just fast, he's pushing through me. And I'll admit, specifically going back to like the fun days we play, whenever we play anything that was contact based, dog, I've always been a big hefty. Back then I was still much smaller. I think I was like maybe around like 190, 180 back then. I was still big. And notably, even the other faster people who could either outpace me in terms of the top 3, or some people who were like rivals, right? Especially people who had better starts or better short turns than I did, or could keep up. The one thing they could never do, unless it was like flag football and you had to like tear something off me, then fine, you catch me, you rip it off. But specifically, whenever we play football, which is something I rarely did, but hey, I can do it for track because it's fine and lighthearted. It was just, I know no one should be able to hurt me. One of the most hilarious and most beautiful and gratifying things to do was to just bulldoze through people. And there's something so satisfying because obviously it's not like we had any linemen on this. Well, to be fair, we did. The throwers, but they could never catch me. I was a hybrid type of guy where I basically had the build of a thrower, but I was a sprinter. So unless all 3 of them would try and crowd in front of me at once, I could just run past the thrower. If I had something in my hand, specifically in football, I could just weave and just boom. And then, even if the fastest guys could catch up to me, you're not ripping that football in my hand, bro. I'm twice your size. And even the fastest guy, he was basically my size, but he was like 30 pounds lighter. Brother, you are not taking this from me, and he never did. But that's what Loki's doing. He's legit just, he has enough solid core strength, and probably just enough build strength relative to Chigiri, who is not the smallest. He's not Corona, but Chigiri isn't the biggest either. While Loki, who's probably already had a max speed stat for forever, and obviously never stopped running like Chigiri, has the muscle and the build to not just run at top speed, but run enough that he can ignore or at least work with Chigiri running with him. In fact, I bet that's probably one of his drills. He probably has like a guy from the France team be like, okay, hold me back, as he just runs. That was one of the back in the track. I don't know why I'm so reminiscent right now, but specifically back in the track days, one of the things we would do, we'd have resistance bands, we would wrap it around the runner, and then we'd hold him back. So like the point was drive as hard as you can, get as far away as you can, and of course this led to many a time a resistance band breaking, especially your big back boy self. Whenever I would do that, like literally coach had to get like super, like I had to take two, because once again, one of the larger guys on the team, obviously the throwers weren't training with the sprinters, and the sprinters were relatively lean. So poor person who was ever behind me, I felt bad for the guy, band snapped. Because I was able to drive hard enough, and while he was heavy enough to hold me back a little bit, and then it just smacked him. But these things happen. But that is a drill I run as a sprinter. I'm assuming in soccer, which is full of tackling and contact, Loki probably also has a drill like that as a speedster archetype. Let's see. He's not just fast. He's pushing through me. He's gonna... Well, wait a minute. I know I said it wasn't certain it was going to be a masterclass, but look how it is. Good to see you, Karasu. Let's see. Even Loki's like... So, you know what that means? Either Karasu's metavision was that much on fire that he's like, okay, they're going to be here. Let me just get here as quick as possible. And or Chigiri actually did properly slow Loki down. So Loki does have the strength to push, but he just doesn't have that, like, top-tier god speed. And in fact, you can even see the aura particles, like the light particles that surround Loki, they do vanish when Chigiri gets his hands on him. So they were still moving fast, but possibly Chigiri did slow him down just enough that he couldn't access top speed, which allowed Karasu to get in. But let's see. Nice, Karasu! Likewise, princess. Okay, I've never had long... Well, to be fair, I've had people in the comments who do have long hair, and I've been referred to as, like, princess. They like, you get used to it, and or it's actually a compliment. It's like, man, teach y'all up, but man, on the world stage, you really gonna do that to me? Gonna do this to me? Keep calling me princess on the world stage? He got other nicknames, dog. Call him the Red Panther, or the Cheater, or something. Princess? Likewise, princess. Like Chigiri's racing him. I parsed Loki's dribble rhythm and managed to cut in just before him. But now, okay. Oh, interesting. Oh wait, no, they did get past the midfield. Clearly, they did get past the midfield. But that is it. So Chigiri did race him, held him back just enough that Karasu had enough time. So that's cool too. So Karasu, and that's actually that's a feat in of itself, right? He was able to analyze from wherever he was. We know he was actually at midfield. So wherever he was able to look at Loki's dribble pace with Chigiri and be like, okay, I need to be here now. And that is hard, especially for someone who we know, typically, if he's not being held down, does have good, like, sharp cutting ability. To be able to read someone's dribble pace is impressive. It's very impressive. Let's see. What do I do? I assume we can't rely on Isagi anymore. Yeah. But honestly, unironic, and I know Isagi's not gonna like it. He can still make it work though. Isagi, even if he's not gonna be subbed off, right? Because I saw a lot of people you're like, subbing Isagi off with like it would actually affirm Hugo, and I do agree with that now. Where before I was like, man, get Isagi off the pitch, make him sit down for a little bit. In this case, yeah, in order to like hard counteract, even if they aren't gonna win this game, to specifically beat the whole idea of suitable destiny, which I don't make some nonsense. Well, I do agree though. Give me 1 second. The commenter. Where? Hold on. Give me 1 second. But there is a commenter who did once again. They opened my eyes to the idea. Specifically, you can definitely argue it in soccer. It's just more like a logistical thing, where it do be making more sense. It's not on the... Okay, essentially, the commenter... I know ASMR is in the name. I'm sorry. But they essentially, once again, point out that from a soccer standpoint, Suitable Destiny works. What the main issue with Hugo, and a lot of people did rationalize this, I was like, do I talk about last week? Like, a lot of y'all said Suitable Destiny makes sense. Do y'all at all understand humanity? But a lot of y'all did rationalize specifically in the context of soccer, or realistically team sports, right? Where you put yourself where you work the best in order to maximize the results for your team. In the grand scheme of humanity, though, Suitable Destiny just doesn't make sense. And that's the main issue. That's a lot of people were pushing for Hugo. Yes, in the field that he specifically works in, while there are anomalies who can sort of transcend their roles, I know defenders who basically were strikers who were basically defenders, or I'm not sure about that second part. I know the first one. But essentially, there are people who can transcend their roles in many ways and dodge a suitable destiny, quote unquote. in terms of like real life humanity, a lot of y'all were like, yeah, it's not really a thing. If it were, either there are two ideas I saw. If suitable destiny were a thing, either one, humanity just wouldn't be where it was. Like I wouldn't be able to talk to you in the way that I'm talking to you right now, and or things would take for way longer. If we truly lived and operated by suitable destiny, if that was a more efficient way to do things, it's infinitely more inefficient. Let's see. Yeah, come on. No emojis? We won. No emojis. Toes? Wait. Yeah. On my left foot specifically, curled. Let's see. Hugo. Oh, even Hugo's like, no, hold on a second. I need a Mr. Isagi. You should become number 2, but Karasu-san, don't pique my interest. Let's see. At this rate, let's keep reading and slowly crushing us. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It still is interesting, though. So far, we have not seen Metavision from Hugo at all. He may genuinely be different. We have not seen Metavision. He's just had his regular eye color. We've seen... I'm not sure if we've seen... I forget if we've seen Charles use Metavision this match so far, but not a single lick of it from Hugo. But let's see. I've got to do something. I mean, yeah, Crow. Let's see what you cook, though. Let's see what you cook. Know your place. Obey your destiny. Darn it! My abilities aren't effective? That's kind of sort of. I mean, like, it's like, I don't mean to slander you or nothing, but they low key, like, and I'm not even talking about low key. When I say low key, they low key frying you. Not just a single coat, double battered. They're doing you badly. It's like they're doing you badly. Dog, when was the last time you were stopped by a goalie? I'm kidding. That's happened before, but still, dog, it's not looking good. They've read you like an open book. Not even a book where you read the title and then you assume from that. No, like an open book. They got the patch notes on you, buddy. You've been nerfed. Not nerfed, but like your stats just aren't good. You've been power cramped. New DLC drop. It's called actually studying your opponents before the game. And he's like, yeah, unfortunately, you gave your whole game up. But let's see. Oh, interesting though. He's like, and you know, I will admit this is something. There are some times where someone tells you something you don't want to hear, and even then, even if you disagree, you don't like it, you do have to think about it. You have to think about it and be like, that may be like there are times like that where even me, who I'd say does have a relatively strong sense of self as I've gotten older and older and older, and I've always been told to have a strong sense of self ever since I was young, so I've always been rather pig-headed in many ways. But even then, there are times where I'm like, that was like a solid genuine critique of my character. And the more I think on it, it actually does make sense with previous context. Okay, so I actually do need to, like, there are times where even involuntarily someone says something about you, or even, and sometimes it's even worse, to be fair, this is for Isagi specifically, so it is something directly said to him by Hugo. But there are even times where I've heard someone say something about somebody else, and then my brain is like, wait a second, that Loki applies to us. Hold on, and then I restructure from there too. And it's clear that Isagi, he's at least considering it. Like there's the idea, and I think that works well, right? Because a big thing that I remember talking about in the early reviews, or not even early reviews, right? Because I've been doing this for a minute now. It's been like multiple years. But essentially, I remember in previous reviews, I talked about how Isagi's whole "I'll become a machine solely for scoring goals" thing doesn't. I mean, like it kind of fits into being world's number one, but scoring goals by means necessary means you're not always the striker. That is the kind of, like, that's almost the CAM second best, like, I'll do whatever I can in that moment to assure victory kind of thing. Like, that was a slippery slope to go down. So Isagi, he's already, on top of the nervousness he's feeling before the match for being number one and everyone looking to him anyway, he's already sort of, like, dibbling and dabbling in the slippery slope of, well, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't individualize myself. Maybe I should just view myself as a tool for my team's victory. Like, he's almost stumbled back into that mindset before. So this will be a true test of like, what wins? Absolute logicality? Or, that's not a word. It's not a word. Absolute logic and reasoning where you're like, this is the situation as is. I cannot deny it. I must work within it. And if that means I can only be second best, that means I can only be second best. Or does he let the teachings and the development he's gone through as an egotist take over and be like, nah, we ball. I mean, presumably, considering the nature of blood, he's probably gonna say, we ball. But the thing I'm really interested in seeing, I'm gonna say he has to score this game. Like, unless we're really, we could legit leave Hugo undefeated, right? Like we could leave, even if I think his ideology is wrong and other people think his ideology is wrong, and we could leave Hugo undefeated for this game and then save it for a rematch. But I feel like in order for Isagi to even be able to stand in conversation with Hugo, he needs to score. So I feel like Isagi, he's gonna just say we ball. Maybe unfortunate, may not work out proper, may not let Millie rock on any block, but he may just say we ball. But it's like, if I stop worrying about my own goals and focus on helping the team, we could win. Oh wait, team win. We could probably evolve. That might be the best way for us to defeat France, the king of the but there's the but the king of the soccer world. And that's that thing. Sometimes you fold. Like, specifically going away from a track idea, because notably that is like, even when I was racing in a team, right, like the 4x1 or the 4x2, there's just places that you go and you do because you follow orders. But I think of many specific times wherever I had to work in group projects, where sometimes I sat there and I looked at who I was assigned with, because sometimes you were assigned, sometimes you could choose. Whenever I could choose, it was fine. I had the same group of people that I would work with, but sometimes I was assigned. And sometimes I'd look at the scenario and be like, okay, even despite me wanting one thing to go a certain way, I need to do it this way. And sometimes it led to me doing the whole project by myself and just giving them things to do during like the actual presentation. Or if it was like just a group work thing, I'd get all the group work done and I'd share it with them. Because sometimes that's the most optimal thing to do. That's the thing I want to do to get through that moment. That might be the best way. And it's not something I would like, but sometimes you gotta do it. But clearly Isagi's with this butt here, he's like, nah, I'm not doing that. That wouldn't be Blue Lock. But you know what? That's another interesting thing, right? Blue Lock has been to more so act as a foundation, not a chain, right? It's supposed to be something to stand on, not be consumed by. So Isagi Yoichi now lost in that uncertainty. Oh, we'll see. Maybe it's an ironic thing where he's too certain. Let's take a look. That wouldn't be Blue Lock. Over here, Karasu. I'm gonna be the world's best striker. That ego will never waver. I'll make it happen. I feel like he has to for the sake of this game. But do I think we'll do it now? Probably not. Because, like, I mean, still, it really depends. Because it goes back to what I was talking about earlier with ego, right? This isn't a game that needs to win. They don't need to win. The main thing they need to do is beat Hugo. That's the main thing that he needs to do, as in, like, right now needs to do. But that aside, this is once again the multi-layered questions, like the nature of being an egotist in Blue Lock in general. A big thing that was talked about, especially even with Nagi, right? The idea of, hey, what are you loyal to? The ideas of yourself or the ideas of Blue Lock? Isagi saying that wouldn't be Blue Lock, but then talking about the ego that he gained from Blue Lock never wavering, that's a different thing. So he acknowledges that the foundation which he now represents wouldn't align with that ideology of just laying down and just doing whatever he can to make the team win. So he's once again, he's bouncing back and forth. I do like that. I see a lot of people saying, oh, Isagi's boring, there's no character conflict with him, there's no this, that, and the third. Just look a little deeper. Look a little deeper. Isagi's journey of self-definition, self-actualization, and the struggles with it, it's pretty gas. It's pretty gas. Like I said, you just gotta look. You gotta lift up the hood a little bit and see what's going on underneath. But let's see if Karasu goes for it. Because honestly, the big thing about Isagi and just soccer in general, this is a big thing that ASMR pointed out, it's a team sport. So, like, sure, you, the individual, may want to go crazy, may want to go buku bombs, may want to have the ball, but that doesn't always mean your team's going to agree with you. Ultimately, yeah, Isagi Yoichi is the leader of Blue Lock right now. That doesn't necessarily mean that his orders are absolute. Especially for another Metavision user like Karasu. And someone who specifically, if you remember, before the Nigeria game even called Isagi out and be like, yo, chill bro, potato chip. Why are you talking to Yori like that? So, we know Karasu of all characters is more than willing to be like, Isagi, I respect you, gang. I don't respect you that much. You ain't bargaining orders at me. Let's see. Idiot. Oh, well, yeah, no. That's not happening. Let's see. Idiot. Acting on a whim like that ain't gonna work against this team. Yeah. But, I mean, like, and I guess the question is, without proving Hugo right, that 1% luck, 33% talent, 60% something else, or 32, whatever the ratio were, I do wonder how Isagi would beat Hugo in this context. Like, if it is that spontaneous evolution and imagination, I think he would legit have to beat Hugo in a one-on-one, which may be possible, but ultimately Hugo's in one of those positions where he wins even if he loses, right? Because then he could just blame it on the luck, right? Oh, okay, so you avoided that. But even I guess that's the ultimate thing about Hugo's idea of like suitable destiny. Isagi's existence so far in the narrative kind of proves that wrong. The existence of luck in of itself proves that wrong, right? The idea that, oh, destiny's predetermined and you can't break it, and the most ideal thing is to go along with what your suitable destiny. Like, that's just wrong. Or else Isagi wouldn't be here as it was. Luck wouldn't exist in that case. The unknown, the probabilities, the randomness of things, that wouldn't work. So technically, Hugo's already kind of conceded in his ideology by admitting that luck exists, and it's a factor that's allowed luck to get this far. So technically, sure, he technically wins if Isagi gets one over on him through luck or timing or spontaneous evolution and imagination. But, like, it still is a loss. It's kind of like something along the lines of, have you ever won an argument by redirecting it? If you know what I mean. Like, notably, as a person who likes to yap, and sometimes we'll realize mid-yap session, maybe I picked the wrong way to stand on. Sometimes you skirt around. You make them forget the original argument, and then you win. But the original point, you lost. that's the kind of thing Hugo would probably end up doing. Like, oh, look at that. The luck that has carried blue luck all this time before allows you to get a single goal on me. Congratulations, Isagi Yoichi. You're still trapped by your suitable destiny. Technically, he wouldn't be. Because by suitable destiny wise, he shouldn't have gotten that goal in the first place. But that's it. If we keep relying on you, Isagi, blue luck is gonna die. Right? See, and that's interesting. He didn't even, like, I mean, obviously he overheard a little bit of Hugo, right? Because he heard about the whole suitable destiny idea. But he's even talking in the same, or he's thinking in the same way that Hugo thinks. Blue luck is going to die. Like, ultimately, their evolution will cease. They'll fall apart right here. Karasu, from his position as a person who also realized, I'm ordinary. I can never be the best. He's in that mindset now. He and Hugo, they'd probably dab each other up if they weren't enemies right now. Let's think of something. We've got to change. Ooh! Karasu, what were you? Nomura! What are they feeding you? What is this? Why is this so gassed, too? Literally turning him half into in the way the claws dig into the ground and it gets the all black. The black scar eyes in the floor. Who is he? Reflex plus flow plus ego manifestation plus ego fusion. Who is he feeling like? Him. He's feeling like him. For Blue Lock's sake, I'll change and become second best. But you know what? That is directly an evolution of Karasu. Because notably, while Karasu admitted, oh yeah, I'm not really that guy. I'm not really ever pleased to be number one. He never gave himself a specific spot. But for Karasu to Loki kind of pull a Shikamaru and like be like, I'm gonna be number two. I'm gonna be the behind guy. That's interesting to see. For him to actively choose not to be king, but to be kingmaker. Intriguing. And in reward, and it's interesting. In reward for this, for him taking what Blue Lock, speaking of Isagi, like, but that wouldn't stand in Blue Lock, for taking the non-Blue Lock path of acknowledging one's inability and rather being consumed by ego, focusing on rationality, he gains an evolution, right? Because I don't think we've ever seen bro do this before. Like, I don't know what you're feeding. But essentially, this sort of fusion, the flow eye, I didn't realize he had a flow eye here, but the flow eyes into the reflex sclera, like everything he's evolving here in this moment by action. And ironically enough, it's kind of what happened to Nico, right? The actualization of self, giving a point to reach, that is his point of evolution. Sure, it's not in the same general way that Blue Lock is. It's not like, I'm going to be number one. He's going to be like, by choosing to be number two, he's actualized himself further, which will allow him to grow. So let's see. Bats, ankles, shutter. Oh, Bats, no. He's frying you. But good. Like, look at the wings, bro. The wings and the claws. Oh, he's so golden. See, okay. Cross is going to be a character I've had no opinion on, too. Actually be good with the sauce. Let's see. Oh. Even Hugo's like, wait, what? And that's a fantastic contrast to before, right? You see Hugo looking at Karasu here, being like, like maybe the slightest bit of intrigue, like an open eye, but here he's like, oh, like wait a minute, wait. Let's see, Karasu, he used me as bait to dribble past. Is he playing to go score on his own? We didn't practice a pattern like that. Well, clearly it's even Charles. Even Charles is like, gang piece. We were a duo not even 3 months ago. What's happening right now? What's transpiring in this moment? But you know what? That is some of the cases, and I do think a big important thing to do. Just consistently, have a variety to your variety. Even if you do have set patterns and things that you do, mix it up a little bit. Like recently now, a thing I've started to do, and I don't think this is responsible for why my back is hurting a little bit. Like, it's not even my back, it's like this area right here. It's like my trapezoid, or not trap, but like whatever this muscle is, like this right here, this back here, it actually hurts a little bit. But a thing I've done now, for the longest time, I go to the gym every day, and I specifically go through PPL, but instead of pull legs, I do push legs, because I made a mistake the first time, and I stick to it every time. Even when I take a little break from the gym, I go back, just continue doing my PPL, not the traditional PPL. But what I do at the end of that, every single time, there are two things I do. I do the 2 core machines my gym has every single day, and I also do pull-ups now. Before, I didn't do the pull-ups at the end of every thing. And of course, the pulls vary. If it's a pull day, I may be lucky to get like 3, 4, 5 pull-ups out. But today was a push day. I got 10 out. On leg day, I can sometimes pull out 16 separate pull-ups. And your boy's hefty, so that's impressive for me. But on top of that, I saw a video, and admittedly, who knows? I'm not sure if that guy's right, but it was some doctor guy on the internet. So who knows his credentials, and look at him and follow him and do nothing. But he mentioned how it's important to have functional strength and good grip strength. And I thought I had good grip strength. I thought I had good functional strength too. You know, I'm a pretty big and hefty, relatively strong fella. He said apparently men need to be able to carry like 100% of their body weight in each of their hands. Obviously not like one side, but like you should be able to do a farmer's carry. Which, if you don't know, is just like picking up a weight in one hand, picking up a weight in another hand, and walking with it. And he said women apparently only need 50% to have like functional strength, which seems like a really low number, but who knows? I ain't the doctor man on the internet. And men should be able to do 100%. Now, my gym does not have what would be half my weight, like 235 right now. So like, gym does not have 117.5 weights. Not a thing. But they do have, I think it was what, 80? No, I think it was 80 or like 75. Dog, he said you need to do that for a minute. Giguru, that man got like 33 seconds. with that, not even like a baby 2/3 of my weight. And I came and did the next day, but I did a little bit lighter. Still couldn't get a full minute. And then lighter. So now, I'm every day, at the end of every workout, whether it's a pull day, a push day, or leg day, I added variation to my existence. So now, I do a farmer's carry for a minute. I just take a lap around the gym with the 2 weights in my hands. You know what I'm lifting? 235, right? You know, I'm supposed to have 100% functional weight. I can't do that for no minute. Dog, I'm walking around like 40s. 40 was kind of light today, so I may do 45 tomorrow, but who knows? I walk around 40s, dog. So I got 80 pounds extra. That's literally barely a third of my weight. Or like a bit over a third of my weight. Because what, 160, 240? No, like it's literally basically a third of my weight. So, but we got a long way to go before I'm at 100%. But that's the thing, I added that. And technically, what Karasu's probably doing isn't anything too crazy. He's in reflex right now. While he's in flow, he's in reflex. He's doing things that they've done before. Or he's done before in terms of his motions, but he's adding variety to his existing variety. Even if it isn't a pattern that he's practiced before, it's something that will work in the confines of what they've done. That's very important to do. Let's see. What is he thinking? Huh? Your vibe changed, Kara. I've only just now realized, I don't have a consistent voice for Charles, but now I do know what voice I'm going to give him. I'm going to give him the Kizashi voice from each of the ways. Actually works out a whole lot. Let's see. What? Your vibe has changed, Karasu-chan. No emoji still? We're eating good. Let's see. They're back. Watch out for a shot. Okay, Reborn. Once again, you got that dog in you. Let's see. Ain't gonna shoot, moron. Yeah, that's the thing. If he's world number 2, he's not gonna do it. Let's see. I gotta stop thinking of myself as a striker. To be fair, he done that a while ago. Let's see. Erase all needless info. I'll use my yeah, so he's falling down the same route Isagi did. Except now he's doing it later. This time with the actual willingness to become number 2. Let's see. I'll use myself as second best and devise a new plan. I'm gonna make us win. Maybe win this play. Win overall though? I don't think so. Let's see. I'm in control. Let's see. There's still, even if he's like, I'll be second best, and that's an actualization of his ego, there's a further actualization of that absolute belief in oneself. I'm in control. To truly believe that is egotistical in of itself. To believe that you could control the very world, even if the world is but a pitch It is full of other people, and you cannot control other people. But no, Karasu, in his actualization of ego, believes he is in control. There it is. There's the blue lock in that boy. Still flow, still black scholar. Let's see. Not there. There's no good either. I still, I wish this, like, literally, you can keep the rest. Just give him actual eyes. No more. Give him actual eyes, bro. Why does he have these eyes? Let's see. Not there. Yep, of course. Oh, wait, not Butcher? Okay, let's see. There's no good either. Well, yeah, Karasu, we know Chigiri doesn't get fried. Butcher's current's probably right off screen. No, you dunce. Throw out all our current plans. Throw out everything. And then Hugo getting locked down by... It's crazy that Hugo makes Rin look kind of small. Something about that don't feel right, bro. Why is Hugo making Rin actually look tiny? Let's see. Right now, the one most suitable for this hand, bro. This heel is evil. Let's see. This one's so suitable for a goal ace. An extraordinary striker. Hiyori? Now hold on. Kingmaker x Kingmaker combo? Wait a minute. I mean, to be fair, one of the main points of Blue Lock is that anyone can score. But even Hiyori specifically gave up on his dreams as a striker. But Isagi did bring him back into the game after he gave up on those dreams. So maybe they're still there. Let's see. An extraordinary striker. I need you. Yo. All the Hiyori shippers out there. I know they're squealing right now, bro. Every Hiyori shipper is probably losing their mind over this chapter, bro. Let's see. Especially the I need you. Bro. Brody. There's a reason why, and that's the end of the chapter. There's a reason why they call it BL, and I'm not talking about Blue Lock. What's it? Yo Hiyori. Ooh, and the feathers lingering on the ball after he passes. Clean. Let's go, you major freak. Roger that, frenemy. Hiyori, I'd slander you. I would, frenemy, really, but he did give into your gimmick. No! I should have thrown it that hard. No, it's back there. No, it's back in the void. But a W chapter. Very, very good. A Karasu masterclass incoming, like I said at the start, was not, I repeat, not on my bingo card. But I'm more than happy to see it. I'm glad to see this fusion, right? The balance between Blue Lock ideals and not being the world's best striker, right? Just, it truly is the idea of self-actualization and self-manifestation. Karasu goes through that. I like seeing Chigiri being able to cook up against Loki, even at all. It's fantastic for him. I like seeing, once again, a competent goalie, but also, I like seeing that Loki, even if you could argue, well, maybe he's still sandbagging, maybe he's still holding back, maybe he's not taking it all too seriously still. I do like that Loki is being portrayed as fallible, right? And to be fair, we saw a bit of fallible Loki in the new Eat to Sleep, but he very specifically wasn't. He really wasn't trying there. He was trying to facilitate Rin, and he got bored. He only had 3 minutes there. But to see Loki on the pitch and be touchable in any context is very, very good. Very good to remind us that, oh yeah, this guy, he's a monster. He's a beast. He's a creature. He's one of the world 5. He's one of the 5 masters of the new Eat to Sleep. But still, he is a man who can be touched and can be read and can be outdone. So that's good to set up nice and early. So when he eventually does lose, because Loki will lose, presumably he will lose, it's good to set up that he is touchable. And then Karasu. Karasu obviously is the main core of this chapter. But, I'll even give, before I glaze Karasu, I'll glaze Isagi, right? For finding that conflict with himself and still wishing to transcend the ideals and the ideas that are forced upon him. Being a center attacking midfielder, being second best. No, he has that greed, he has that ego that will never waver. And I specifically like that it's not answered. I like that Isagi's control over everything is not given to him. Because ultimately, at this point, Isagi, while he's already proven to be a number 1 of Blue Lock, they're one of their aces, he's still a top guy, he still needs to be better. He still needs to grow. He cannot rest on his laurels. Isagi Yoichi must evolve around his team as his team evolves around him. Or in this case, without him. So that's fantastic for Isagi. And obviously, Karasu's awakening, self-actualization, I've talked about that a whole lot, and I think it's gas. So, overall, a very W chapter. If you didn't only to end this video, please leave... Why not? I mean, it's in the chapter. Leave the sadistic crow. Leave the sadistic crow in the comment section down below. I want to thank you so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that links up notifications so you don't miss out on any of the second of the channel. Also, we're going to have a page down below. Use what me for as well as one. Come on. Things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as well as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So those perks include live reactions here at the Susan to review, ad-free variations of all my videos, early ad-free access to all my videos, early ad-free access with ad-free variations on all videos for the second channel that got shown. Link in the description below, where I drop 2 45 minutes to 2 hour long reaction videos every Saturday at 1 p.m. ES Tizzle. And then, of course, of things happening with patrons and members, you get your name listed at the end of every single video, and not just your name listed. If you're a $3 member or $3 patron or higher, you get your name listed and read aloud at the end of every single video that I produce on both channels. And on top of that, I do have my Twitch link down below. We stream every Friday at 8 p.m. ES Tizzle. Come out, we have a wonderful time. We talk about literally anything and everything. It's a vibe, it's a blast. Feel free to roll through. And on top of that, I do my Ko-Fi link down below. I'm gonna drop 5 minutes to a short video, 20 minutes to a whole video, any views at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now I want to thank you so much for watching. Once again, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that guy with the pencil, writing off. Alright, lady, thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Glacier XZ, Zera, J2MA, Guillaume, Buddha Ura, Yuki Ally, Grim, Ollie, The Boy, Corey Watson, Damon Brown, Dino, Hector Gonzalez, Tim Thomas, Kaving, RXN, Logan Guzman, Dead Meme, Keon Stewart, Donovan McIntosh, Hamza Idrisi, BNA DNA, Edwin Indignoba, Straw, Atenzi Shear, Antavius Mitchell, Superflame Zero, Weary Exile, Window Life, Alex Kenny, Victor Jacobs, Todd, The Practical One, Landon Clapwick, Heath Nelson, CAET, Funny Dude, Jagoda, Plant Crone, Striker Man, Brandon Payne, Black Sage, Multi-Batman Superman, Ramondo Furen, Zalims, Enzo, Union I Metatron, Sheesh King, Joe Bean, Aswin Harry Presetia, Sleepin' John, JMD KD, The Young Family, Pastel Pandora, Sino King, NMA, Karina Hernandez, Mo City King, DKG, Andrine Bonnet, John Malcolm, Akolare Babatunde, ASD 1234, Jesse Clapp, and CCC. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our line art tier patrons: A+A, Dread Zoen, Kevin Encarnacion, Lil Kodo, Midnight Lord 21, and Sean. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our Inc. tier members: King RTX, Shrimpo the 4th Shrimp 06, and Zom. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our digital art tier members: Jay Warrior, AZ Void, and Val Denison. Then I'd like to give a final thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Walkie Munoz, and A Ernesto902 at gmail.com.